Hello everybody, CarlosX360 here. I'm going to do a video right now about MKBHD, Marquise Brownlee. He did a video recently about a review. A lot of you don't know who I am, but I'm a marketing guy. My job is to make a story or market my stories to people, position my stories to people, and that includes products, services, that kind of thing. So, in general, what happens in marketing is that you need to have a particular product right here before you sell it over here. Okay? Marquise has 18.6 million subscribers. That means if you put a product right here and it sucks and you want to pay a reviewer to do your product, and that product sucks, he says here, the worst product I've ever reviewed for now. This is him mincing words, okay? He's not saying he is the worst product of all time. It's not saying the worst product he's ever reviewed. He's saying it's the worst product being reviewed at that point of time. If you do not want your market share, your shareholder value to go down, here's an idea, guys. And I'm talking to you, Twitter. Okay? I got this guy right here. He says, you're laughing? $250 million of shareholder values was just killed by Marquise Brownlee, and you're laughing. And my response to that is, marketing guy here chiming in, you need to do extensive market research before you design a product. I don't even need to watch the video to understand what happened. A review done by Marquise here better well positioned by a quality product. If he says it's a horrendous product, then yeah, we're gonna laugh. You know why? It's better to have a good product, even a good product, to put it into the public. And the public has to review that product. If it's good, then it's going to go up. If it's bad, well, genius. The 250 million market value being dropped, that's the fault of the marketing team. Genius? Yeah, that's their fault. They're going to get fired. That's one part. And where's the people that did the market research? The guys that did the R&D for the product. What it sounds like is this product right here. Hold up here. Let me bring it up. Let me see here.
So this is
that product right there. That little thing right there. It's put out into the public, and they expect people to say good things about it without understanding what it is. So what are you expecting Marquise Brownlee to do? If it sucks, then it sucks. If it doesn't suck, it doesn't suck. If it's a good product, it's a good product. Don't put it out there if you are not ready for the reception. Okay? You need to do extensive testing. That's what companies do before the product is being sold out there. Okay? This company is probably doing what Apple is doing. Hold on. Let it run.
It is a brand new product and a really, really interesting form factor of an ultra futuristic wearable computer. So in a time of all these crazy gadgets and Vision Pro and wearable glasses, it's so sick that we get so many genuinely new first generation products like this to give a shot. Unfortunately, it's also the new worst product I think I've ever reviewed in its current state. There's just so many things bad about it. It's so bad, in fact, that I think it's actually kind of distracting to like understand what the point of the device is as we go through it. So I'm gonna have to separate it out for this video. First, I'm gonna tell you what it is and what it's supposed to do, and then I'll tell you.
And right there. And people got angry over the first, hold on here. The first 1 minute. 1 minute. That's it. They're getting mad over that. But as you can see here, I think the marketing team was banking on the Apple Vision product. Because here's the thing. When a product is down here and the product is up here, you're banking on the marketing strategy to go like this. Okay? So the demand for Vision is skyrocketing, right? But this product right here is already on the bottom. So what it's trying to bank on is this little trend going up. But what happened instead is when the review came up, it went, hold on, right here. Boom! You have one time to impress your customers. You have one minute. You have one time to impress people. Because if you don't impress that person with that first product, done. That's it. So, all that $250 million market share, shareholder value, gone. But I'll for the sake of this video, I'm gonna go ahead and do a live reaction, and let's get this going. This is going into technology, so yeah, enjoy. And this is my first time. This is the first time I'm watching the video, and this is the first time I'm reacting. So what is it?
So this thing is a small wearable computer with an AI inside that can help you throughout your day. It's about the size of a large watch. It has a camera and a microphone and can interact with the...
Are you kidding me? AI? This is what I'm talking about. This is basically Silicon Valley trying to sell AI. This is right here. Here it is. There it is. This is venture capitalists trying to sell AI. So, yeah, this is what I'm talking about before. There's a bunch of videos I went over on skill-based matchmaking, but this is technology. This is a building of stories recently. So, this is Silicon Valley trying to say, I want to sell AI, so like it or get the hell out of here. That kind of attitude. So, yeah, let's keep going.
World around you. But in case you can't use that as input, there's also a touchpad and a projector inside with this super new style of gesture control with the projection on your hand. It costs $700 plus a $24 a month subscription.
Two problems I see here. High entry price. Very high entry price. Okay? For a company that only has been made recently. How am I? Okay. Listen to me. Branding takes years to build. Branding takes years to build. You have to earn the trust of the customers that are buying your products. Okay? Years. And branding is not just for the product. It's what the company is branded as. If they know how to do quality products over and over and over and over and over again, and the customers like their product, that's exactly what a brand is. But the way I see it here is an entry company coming in with an innovative little product, but pricing it too high. You have to listen to me. The way to sell a new product as a new company is to allow users to wine taste, like find a wine and taste it. So what you need to do is put the price down a little bit, and then as the market to start to build, raise the price. It's almost like supply and demand. That's what I was taught in college. Okay? That's how you do a product. And then on top of that, you want to put subscription services on top of that? So $24 a month is, I think, at least $1,000 a year. So 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. You see what I'm saying? So if you have 4 of those products in a family, $24 a month adds up. But what I'm saying is, the $24 a month adds up to at least $1,000 a year. Okay, so you're asking a lot from the consumer. Okay, so let's. Jeez, I don't know why people
plan for the data that comes with it and all the services and all the online storage. But yeah, $700 plus a subscription. It's already a fun start. But so one of the big things off the top is this does not pair to your smartphone at all. This is its own standalone device with its own internet connection, with its own phone number. And so this little AI assistant just goes everywhere with you. It's always connected. And you can choose.
What? So where's the UI? Where's the user interface? How? I already see a bunch of problems now. Okay, I already see a bunch of problems now. So how are you supposed to interface with it?
To use it alongside your smartphone. So, on its face, maybe that's kind of a cool idea, at least. Like, the idea is you talk to it like a person. It answers questions. It gives you historical facts or personalized recommendations, or helps you out with things like brainstorming or remembering things.
Yeah, but it's not connected to the internet. That's the problem.
A ton of stuff.
So you're exclusive to the AI.
Most of that stuff alongside your phone, but we'll get there.
The hardware.
All right, let me actually start with the hardware. This little thing, the build of this thing is actually impressive. Like, genuinely, I think if you're looking for a reason to feel like you're not getting ripped off, the hardware packaging
that's good.
Actually kind of accomplishes that. Like, this pin is solid. It's aluminum. It's dense feeling. There's 3 colors, actually. There's all matte black, which is the cheapest one, or for $100 more, you can get white or this black and silver one.
That's adding more money to the overall product again.
There's lights. There's a tiny
$1,000 a year.
So this whole thing is like really densely packed. And then the magnets also that connect everything are super strong. So the back of this pin is called a booster. It's another battery. So it's not its own internal battery, but once you attach it to your clothes, it cleverly, through your clothes, magnetizes there, makes a nice sound when you do, and that's how you get it attached. So you get 2 of these boosters, and since there's the internal battery, you can literally hot swap between them so the thing stays alive. Very clever. And then it also comes with this extremely well-made and also very, very reflective charging case. So you can pop it in there, or just your battery in there, keep it topped off.
So far, he's speaking good about the product. So where's the Twitter hate coming from, huh? Okay, well.
That charges via USB Type-C. This thing is nice. And it also comes with this like desktop charging puck where you can magnetize the battery or the whole thing, the pin and the booster at the same time. So that is a lot of charging and battery related accessories, but they all come with it. And this pin, it's also got these lights up at the top here that light up anytime you're doing anything. And there's also a small pin light notification for when there's something waiting for you. So between the weight of the parts and the strength of the magnets, how it all slaps together, like you can tell that a lot of effort was put into the craftsmanship of this product, which I very much appreciate. It's the best part of the pin. By a lot.
What does it do?
Okay, I want you to forget about the smartphone in your pocket for a second. Like, just for a minute, just pretend that doesn't exist. Ignore it, right? This little pin can do a lot of stuff and is very helpful. So again, think of this thing as an AI assistant that's like by your side all the time with you. So you can ask it things. It doesn't have a wake word. It only turns the mic on and listens when you touch it. So you can go, how tall is the Empire State Building? And then when you let go, it starts sending that query off to the crowd.
The Empire State Building is 1.
But it requires Wi-Fi.
The cloud, and it gets you an answer, which is great. And it also
should be connected to the phone.
You can look at the camera and see things and interact with the world around you. So look and tell me what you see. So it'll scan the room, use the cloud again. That little noise was it taking a little image, sending that image to the cloud, analyzing it, getting it back, then deciding what to tell me.
You are sitting in front of a camera and a laptop. The camera is on a tripod and pointed at you. The laptop is open and you are looking at it. There are 3 pictures of dogs on the wall behind you. There is a window to the left of the camera. There is a boom mic on the table in front of you. There is a red carpet on the floor.
Great. The camera can also take pictures or up to 15-second videos, which it auto-uploads while charging. It can also remember things you tell it to remember, and all these things will show up in the Humane Center. So it's like this online web portal for all things connected to the pin. There's no app, it's just a website. So there you can see a whole history of who you've called and texted and what you've listened to and what answers it gave to your most recent requests and all the things you told it to remember.
But it's not connected to a phone. So where is getting that information from?
Translate back and forth. You got a 2-finger gesture. You can go, ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Where's the library?
So it auto-detects the language, translates it to English, and the person who speaks back can translate back, as long as you hold down the pin and listen to them. Pretty cool. This is all voice stuff, though. So if at any point you're in a loud area or a very private area and you don't want to interact out loud with your voice, that's where this projector comes in. So it seems crazy, but you activate it like that, and then you just hold your finger out, your whole palm, and it becomes a projector screen for the laser projector.
Interesting innovation.
So it takes a little practice, but eventually you get used to holding your hand up in just the right spot, and then the UI gets projected in this green 720p mini screen on your hand. So you basically use your hand, try to be as flat as possible, and then to interact with it, there are some movement gestures. So there's a time of flight sensor that keeps track of movement, and you move your hand around kind of like rolling a marble around in your hand to select something, then pinch to select. You can then make a fist to go back, and then you literally push forward to move deeper into a menu. So this is like a 3D UI you have to learn. This is obviously very brand new for people, but I think, to be fair, it is pretty intuitive. I think if you get a quick 60-second lesson, you kind of already have learned all the things you need. When you first connect the booster to the pin, you can unlock it, and unlocking it with my pin is like this move your hand through space to select the numbers thing. It's literally like moving back and forth through a Rolodex of real numbers. So it's one of those like borderline magic things where the first time you see it, you kind of just get it and it clicks, even if it is a little fidgety and a little bit inaccurate and kind of slow. But that gets us into the review.
There it is, the review.
So unfortunately, this thing is bad at almost everything it does, basically all the time. Where do I even start? So I guess first of all, okay, it's supposed to just answer questions, right? It can kind of do that sometimes, but one, it's often slow because most of these requests go to the cloud and come back and there's just a long wait. And two, it's often wrong because AI still can hallucinate and there are still issues with it just not understanding correctly, saying the wrong thing. And that's not even mentioning server timeouts if you have a poor internet connection, which happens to me all the time.
That's the other problem.
Studio. So when they do most of the demos, like on their websites and in their videos, they'll ask a question and then they'll let go and keep talking to fill the silence. So it's not awkward as you wait for an answer and realize how long it is. But even on this fast studio Wi-Fi here, who designed the Washington Monument?
Finding designer. The Washington Monument was designed by Robert Mills, a prominent 19th century American architect from South Carolina. The construction was eventually completed by Thomas.
So you can just hold your hand up to put your answer on your hand and interrupt that it's talking so much. But even that was like a pretty good performance for the AI pin in ideal fast Wi-Fi conditions. But there are many, many times when I feel like it's way slower. And it seems like it goes to the internet for almost everything. I mean, there's a few queries I guess might be local, like, what time is it?
11:42 a.m.
Like, that's pretty fast. The battery life you can
As you can see, there's another market there. The Internet of Things kind of thing. So it's the idea of having, like, you know, when you go to a door and you press the buttons to get into the house, that's one of those Internet of Things kind of thing comes from. And then there's the Ring camera. That's Internet of Things. Those Amazon speakers, those things that you talk to and ask, that's Internet of Things. That's what he's talking about here. So when you speak to the little speaker thing, I don't know what you call it. Let me put it another way, Alexa. So when you ask Alexa what this is what he's talking about. It's growing in popularity, but the thing is, it's being built by well-known uh, brands. I don't know this company. Why am I gonna give this guy $700 plus a 24-month subscription plan? What are you expecting from me, bro? That's almost like $1,000 a year, man. Come on, dude. All right, let's keep going.
Out pretty fast, but it feels like basically everything else is just shoveling it off to the cloud, not computing on the device, and it takes a while. But it's also just wrong all the time. Like, I remember asking it days before the solar eclipse when the next eclipse was, and it said 2044. I asked it, what's some good Asian food in the area? And over again, it thought I said, what's the best ash for some reason? When is the next Nets game?
Yeah, because the solar is interfering with.
Sunday, April 14th.
I don't know what's going on there, but it has to do with the internet on the ground and everything else around them not working. So when the internet is off,
use the voice command feature of AI Pin to ask for traffic information to the Empire State Building, and it will provide you with the details you need.
I did? This stuff happens all the time. But then, speaking of battery life, really bad. and inconsistent, which is annoying. So
see another
it's
bad one,
that
right?
You have another device
and this is what Twitter is going nuts over
every single day. But with this, it's actually more than that. You have to constantly babysit the battery and swap out boosters and charge this thing and keep it charged multiple times per day. So like I said before, you get 2 of these things that come with it, and I've had a pin nuke through the entire booster battery in 2 hours while not really doing much of anything. I've also had it last like
because
4
it's
hours
not being on
of,
idle.
Photos and videos and requests and laser stuff, and it's also just like constantly warm the whole time, just all the time, which is a little bit concerning. I'll also say multiple times in various situations I've had it just overheat for seemingly no reason and tell me to wait a while for it to cool down. I think the heat problem is also amplified because of the gap created by whatever fabric is between the booster and the product that it is actively inductively charging. It is a lot of very impressive engineering, but wireless charging is notoriously inefficient and loses energy via heat, and that's what's happening in here all the time. So just the fact that it's warm, just this warm puck on my chest all day, was just enough to never quite forget that I'm wearing it. Well, that and the weight. Look, it's well made. Like I said, it's really impressive hardware, but it's
he's speaking
good
good things about
it. It's just a little too heavy. In the same way that Vision Pro is just a bit too heavy, when you're wearing the thing, you just want to make it as light as possible. It's why a lot of this stuff is made of plastic. So when you decide to go aluminum instead, yeah, it's just a little too heavy. I feel like Humane in a lot of their videos, they've got all these thick fabrics and like heavy jackets, so it doesn't really pull down and sag nearly as much. But if you wear some lighter weight materials like I do, especially when it gets warm outside,
especially
this is
cotton,
really gonna start to be noticed. And yes, there are some optional accessories that are lighter weight, but you never quite forget about it. This pin cannot set a timer. This pin cannot set an alarm. This notification light they put up at the corner here, it's there and it works, but it is basically out of my peripheral, my field of view, so I almost never see it. And, you know, they also chose this corner for the light, which means it's designed to be worn on this half of the body, which is fine, and you get used to it there, but that's also exactly where most seatbelts go in the US anyway, so not their fault, just another annoying thing about using it.
That's a big oversight. That's a very big oversight.
And the videos look even worse. They're squarish in aspect ratio, very noisy, and they max out at 15 seconds.
Look at that!
The hub that everything.
You see the cutoff? It's over here. It's almost like Instagram.
To get it to work again. The projector, as impressive as a technical achievement as it is, it's just not very readable. It's not particularly bright outdoors, and it gets dimmer the further from your hand it is because of physics. And unless I knew what those words were saying, I really can't read very much. And there are no apps. There just are no
a problem that would have been solved by a phone.
Humane account, you get to sync with 4 accounts. There are your Apple, Google, Microsoft, and Tidal. So the first 3 are basically for your contacts, and then the last one, Tidal, is the exclusive music partner. So there's no Uber access. There is no Spotify access. There's no WhatsApp. There's no calendar, no Gmail.
So then you cut off the rest of the world.
Will not do any of that stuff.
That's the problem.
That I just do on my phone.
Hold on here. So that's the problem. You close off the ecosystem to app developers who can maybe extend that product, whatever is, oh my god, dude. Hey, anyway, so the phone has a bunch of apps, and the company did not think of interfacing that phone with that little machine. That seems like an oversight to me. You gotta make it easy for everybody to use the product. But I think what they're trying to do is make that Star Wars style interface, that little finger thing. They want to put more apps in there. They're probably thinking that way. But the problem is, when you are a new product, that little product is not interfacing with everything else that works relatively well, which is like the phone, you lose a lot of ideas and a lot of access to apps. I don't know if I'm making sense, bro. I don't know if I'm making sense. All right, so let's keep going. All right.
So I know I've said like a bunch of the downsides and the problems this device has, but I really genuinely think the biggest problem this pin is going to have is that smartphones are kind of OP. Like, that's the number one thing I've reminded myself from the week of using this pin, trying to get it to do stuff, is that smartphones are not going anywhere anytime soon. And I think a lot of the comments online have already picked up on this, even without testing and using the pin, which is, okay, there seems like a lot of overlap between what this is and what a smartphone can do.
That's what I'm saying.
Everything that this pin does, a modern smartphone does better and faster and easier and in higher
That's what
quality,
I'm saying.
just better and
that
everything.
interface.
Like, the smartphone obviously takes better pictures and videos, and you can frame things more easily. Of course, a phone can.
That's not what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is, like, there's more apps. There's more
private places.
Development. There's more
any outfit.
Ideas out there.
You can quickly Google things.
So to put all them into that little
all kinds of
machine.
Do you know what happens when you try to just send someone a picture from the AI pin? You already know how to do it on your phone. With the AI pin, okay, you take the picture, then you either try this with your voice or you pull up the picture, which is just a green 720p JPEG on your hand. I guess that's a good enough preview, sure. You go to send it, you pick your contact or type in the whole phone number with the gestures. Eventually you go to send.
Counterintuitive, in my opinion.
Sends a link to view the picture in the Humane web portal. Like, the difference in how easy, how frictionless that is here versus here, it's not even close. And there are honestly many times where I'd be trusting this pin. Like, I'm reviewing it, I'm living that life, I'm using.
So the phone has many ways of sharing videos, photos with the rest of the world. One of them is like Bluetooth. The other way is sharing it via Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. And that's another oversight, I think, with the product. Like, couldn't you have made this easier by talking to partners from social media? I think Elon Musk is looking for more devices to interface with. This would be right up his alley. We're talking about a guy that loves technology. Oh my God, whatever, bro.
And I'd ask it something, and I would wait so long, and my phone would just be sitting right there where I could just pick it up and Google the answer, and the time it takes me to get hopefully the right answer on the pin. It's just, phones are OP. Look and tell me what this is.
Look at that. I don't know if that's a flex, bro. Look at that. Taking a long time.
Ah. Cybertruck.
Photo is of a Cybertruck.
Somebody clip this, bro. Somebody clip this.
Yep. Also, I gotta say, when I say phones are OP, like screens in your hand, so sick. Just for the last like 10% of any UI, like, you can get almost all the way there with just your voice interaction. But let's say you call an Uber and you say, take me to the studio from an Uber, even if it could do that, which it can't, but let's say it could. And as you're waiting, you're like, I'm gonna just go grab a snack from this Starbucks on the corner. How do you adjust your pickup location with this? Just that friction of I could just do it in 2 seconds on my phone. Or buying something online is another one. I've seen a lot of demos where someone's like, plan me a trip to Europe, plan me an expedition. I don't even want to buy detergent online on this because I need to check all the ratings and the titles and make sure I'm ordering the right one. I do not trust that with just my voice. But I think most critically, for the AI assistant part, I actually love the idea of a virtual assistant that you can talk to like a human. Like, this is something we've been chasing for years with Google Assistant and Siri and Alexa. And now with this new form factor of, a little AI in a box that can be.
It sounds like a sci-fi movie. If you put it that way,
But the thing about a good assistant,
great idea, yeah,
is it needs to know everything about you.
But
that's even true with a human assistant. Like, it needs to know your schedule. It needs to know where you.
But like, it's in infancy. It needs more testing. It needs more beta tester. It needs more time to mature. It needs more time to build. Right now, it's like, what are you expecting? Are you expecting a perfect product? No, that's not how it works. So this little experiment right now is a litmus test for everybody else. So everybody else is going to look at this and say, I can do that better. I can do this. I can do this better. I can try this. I can try that. But right now, this company is feeling the burnt of everything on its face. I'm sorry, bro. That's what you get when you don't do market research, bro. You gotta do more you gotta do more wine tasting. You gotta do more market research. You gotta listen to people. You gotta listen to people. And when they tell you that this is bad, this is not good, this is not bad, this is good, this is not bad, this is good. No. Listen to people. That's how you get to this brand adoption. Okay? You want brand adoption to make it go from here, go up. But right now it's that's what happened. This is what you do with market research. You gotta listen to what people say before you put it into the hands of somebody like this guy who has 18 million followers everywhere. Oh, jeez.
Go every day. It needs to know who you talk to, what your preferences are personally, and for products, like it needs to know everything about you. And your smartphone already knows a lot of things about you, but this is a standalone device that doesn't talk to your phone, and so it doesn't know any of the things about you that your phone knows. So just from that, it's already at such a massive disadvantage for the smartphone for being helpful. I mean, you can do what I did, fully immerse yourself for several days straight and tell it to remember everything and call people, text people from it, but it will always have that gap. And that's not even mentioning this, like I said, it has its own phone number, and so if you text people and call people from this, yeah, it can summarize all
that's another big problem
and all that stuff.
Nobody recognizes the phone number,
but it doesn't see any of these conversations. So if you're texting here, this is not the same thread. That gap is always going to be there. So I guess that begs the question, why didn't they just make this connect to your phone?
Or your SIM card?
That's the question that I think a lot of people are wondering. And I think, this is my theory, but I think Humane wants this thing to eventually be a very powerful standalone device someday.
But it's too early.
In order to get it to that future, they can't set the precedent now of connecting it to your phone, because then that means they have to remove that feature in the future, and they don't want to do that. So this device, as it exists today, is hamstrung by its ideal future version of itself. It's like Vision Pro. Like I talked about it in the Vision Pro review. It doesn't actually pair to your iPhone in any way. It's its own standalone computer, and of course Apple sees down the road that could just be like a little pair of smart glasses. You don't need an iPhone to use that. But now, this thing
hold on. But the difference between Apple and Humane is that Apple is a more well-known brand than Humane. You're asking a lot of people when you're buying this product. Oh, jeez.
It was really hard to come up with a title for this video, but I will say at one point my working title for this was, this product is either the dumbest thing ever or I'm an idiot. Because yes, it's really, 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 really bad now, but every once in a while, and I mean a while, I would use it and it would do exactly what it's supposed to do quickly, and I'd get it. And I'd really feel like that's how it's supposed to feel. And then I'd do another request and it would remind me of reality. But here's an example, right? I've said 1,000 times, like my best ideas, golden rule, they always show up when I can't write them down. Like when I'm about to fall asleep, or I'm in the shower, or driving, right? So I'm using the pin, I'm driving to the studio, and I have an idea. I'm not trying to write it down on my phone while driving or pull over, but I have the pin, so I'm driving, and I just remind me of this cool ABC outro idea for the Humane review. And I just kept driving. And I wrote it down. And it saved it.
Memory.
And when I go check the Humane...
outro idea for the Humane review has been saved.
Voice is kind of annoying. But now that's up in the Humane AI Center, so when I arrive at the studio, that thing that I told it to remember is sitting there waiting for me. That was nice. Or the other thing, the unique first-person videos. I could put it in the center of my chest and take videos. I would never want to distract myself while driving, taking a video, but you know, even though the quality is not great, that's the most frictionless version of that, along with smart glasses. That's great. And I think number one on top of all of this is, if you ask me, like, who should buy this device right now? I mean, nobody should buy this device right now, but if there's one person who would most consider it, it's the person that wants to spend as little time as possible with a screen in their hands. Like, as little time as possible.
That's a niche product, though.
Sometimes. I don't want to doom scroll the second I pull my phone out of my pocket.
For
that person,
I'll let it run.
If they want that at the expense of everything else, this device represents just a glimmer of hope for that future. Now, the problem, of course, is with this device, there's just so much more friction and fumbling and annoyance that comes with it that you don't want to do it, even though you would accomplish the goal of less screen time and living in the moment. But yeah, that's the issue with it. I literally had a moment, like we did a shoot in Ohio the other day, which was like a travel day, and I woke up in the morning and I thought, like, I don't want to deal with this pin today. Like, I have driving, so the seatbelt's going to be annoying, and then we're going to go to the airport, and then probably got to take it off through the metal detector and then put it on again, which means I have to log in with the pin again, and just all this, and I just was like,
that's another big entry point.
I don't want to wear it today. So I skipped it. And you should probably skip this product too. And never buy a product based on the future promise of updates to it. Obviously, this is a product that has a long way to go, and there's a team behind it. And look, I gotta say, as a brand new product and a team trying to make something new, that I respect. I respect the attempt.
Yes.
You don't get a lot of totally new stuff. But yeah, this is a long way to go. They do have a roadmap, actually, I'll say. They've shared it. There's some decent stuff on there, including number sharing, but that also has no date and no other information. So I'll just say, good luck. Godspeed. Thanks for watching. Catch you next one. Peace.
So that's the video.
All right.
So, yeah. This is more of a early adopter kind of product than it is for the mass market at this point. This is where being a marketing person comes in. You need to look at it as a niche product today, not the mass market. So that's why the stock price went down. Because you're not marketing to people the right way. You're putting the product in the hands of Marquise Brownlee with 18 million subscribers. Let's put it that way. At the moment of this video, there has been 2 million views. So 2 million people already saw this. I don't know if half of them saw it through, like I did just now, but half of it is probably people who saw it at this point and went to Twitter and said this, that. The thing is, it's actually a good review. But the problem is, the outrage culture is reacting at this point of the video. It's not reacting at this point of the video. They're doing it right here. It's not a good look. So it's not his fault. That's the outrage, Bob. So that's the problem with Twitter. Those people, like the other one that I just showed. Watch the video all the way through, bro. Come on, knock it off.